The country's election tribunal has so far failed to announce the winner, raising suspicions of vote tampering. So far, 3 people have died in the violence following the election on November 26th. Heather Gies is in the Honduran capital and says the opposition is preparing to defy the curfew.
So when the curfew was first announced Friday night, obviously there was alarm. This is bringing back memories of the 2009 U.S.-backed coup in Honduras. Right after that coup, when the coup regime was installed, a curfew, similar military curfew and state of siege was announced. So it is bringing back those memories. And Friday night, after the curfew began, harrowing photos and videos of police and military repression started making the rounds on social media. So that was adding to the concern about this situation. Last night, however, we saw something interesting. People defied the curfew in a creative way, not by leaving their homes, but by carrying out pots and pans protests from their houses. So in this neighborhood where I am in central Tegucigalpa, there was so much noise coming from around the neighborhood of people banging pots and pans, blowing horns, chanting chants against the incumbent president who's seeking re-election. So this was a very creative way of standing up against the curfew. And today, beginning at 11 a.m. local time, opposition supporters have been called to take to the streets, and we're expecting thousands of people to show up in Tegucigalpa, the capital city, as well as in the financial capital, San Pedro Sula, and in other parts of the country.
Have we heard anything else about the results of the election? Do we know at all when that's going to be released?
So we're now at 1 week, 7 days since voting happened here in Honduras, and it still remains unclear when we will have final results. There remains 5% of ballots to be counted, and the Supreme Electoral Tribunal is really at an impasse with this process because to count this 5%. This is a special review process that the 2 leading parties need to participate in, and the opposition alliance has made some demands to increase transparency in this process, and the Supreme Electoral Tribunal has not delivered on those demands. So essentially, the process has reached an impasse, and it remains unclear when that will be resolved. But I think that given the state of the situation here in Honduras, with now the state of siege declared, and just the way that tensions have been rising throughout the past week, given these repeated delays in the release of results, even once a president is officially announced, these tensions will not be resolved quickly.